Hello, 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 and welcome back. Got all the things in place. Today we're going to be looking at the bright future in Cardano's DeFi. This year, I think, is going to be a fantastic year for the Cardano DeFi ecosystem, the Cardano ecosystem overall. I think February is still going to be a fantastic month, to be honest. It started off rocky with all these tariffs and what have you, but it's going to shape up, in my view, to be a fantastic month, hopefully, for the Cardano ecosystem and just markets overall. So we've seen one of the more vicious retracements that we've ever seen in crypto's history. And so that was a massive situation we just went through, and there's been a lot going on. I just wanted to also clarify what's been going on with the whole Liqwid thing. If you've been watching the videos, there seems to be some confusion out there about my intention, and I just wanted to sort of clarify things in that manner. People are saying like, well, like, what did I lose? All that stuff. I mean, I've showed you what I lost. It was two of my small positions. Okay, I got liquidated on two of my smaller positions, and I have 7 positions in liquid finance, and have for a very long time. 2 of my small positions got liquidated. One that had collateral to the degree of 500,000 min, and one with a collateral of 350,000 min. Okay, so I supplied some min when that market came available, as I do in most of the markets with tokens that I support. In these videos, I also described supporting markets like AGIX, Iagon, World Mobile Token. Okay. And I've gone through the process of delisting those as these protocols go through their migrations, right? WMT, World Mobile, right, it's created its own sidechain. And that's going to be the bulk of this conversation today. Is going to be the future of Cardano DeFi. A lot of what's going on with Liqwid right now, and people are talking about how Bitcoin's not going to be supported by Cardano, and I'll have some things to say where I disagree with that. I don't think that that's going to be the case. And to the folks out there who are like, why are you still saying that, showing any love for Liqwid? Because it's kind of like the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, and this is like the 3rd or 4th time, whatever. I know that they're going under a tremendous burden, so it's not that it's my intention to shame Liqwid, right? It's the fact that I don't think that Liqwid showed any compassion to the events that went on. Kylix put out a statement. We talked about it. They copy and pasted that and released it on Twitter. It's just been crickets. It's been silent, and I think that the community feels left out, right? So I think that when you go through hard times, your true colors get shown. So we'll see. The jury's still out on what Liqwid will do. They're probably going to make a big statement soon about what they did to fix and all that. And, just to be clear also, I haven't sold a single Liqwid token. Okay. I unstaked my Liqwid to actually attach to some of my positions to save my positions. So I didn't sell one single solitary Liqwid token, right? But I'm not in this Cardano DeFi since day one to literally dump tokens when emotions run high. I feel like, if anything, this will strengthen the Cardano DeFi ecosystem, right? And I'm just trying to speak up and how I'm a tiny little channel, right? I'm basically a no one. I'm a nobody, honestly, right? And I think I'm speaking for some of the people who have been feeling this way, and it's an unfortunate situation. I feel like it's a lost opportunity on Liqwid's behalf to address the community and face the community in a difficult time, like adults, and say, here, guys, this is like, what's going on here? We're extremely sorry. We don't know what we can do to help you, right? We don't know if there's anything that we can do. If there is something, if there's some sort of proposal, try to propose something in the DAO. Let's see if there's something that we could do to get creative to actually help some of the people who got liquidated due to the lack of responsiveness from the app. I mean, that would kind of feel a little bit more compassionate, I think, to the community. And so it's just a little unfortunate, and I feel like a lost opportunity from the team there to take advantage of a negative experience and turn it into a positive. And I think that's where you're feeling, I think that's where I feel, and some others feel, that the users are treated in a way that is just like, to me, it felt like a joke. In the Discord, it's a constant bantery joke type of situation. It's like, I don't know what the moderators are doing in Discord. I don't know if they have the tiniest little positions, and they're just, I don't understand, right? And to joke about, like, oh, if you had 200,000 Liquid tokens, then you won't be fine. It's like, 200,000 Liquid tokens. Who has 200,000 Liquid tokens? I don't know. Or 200K worth of Liquid tokens? Like, I don't know. That's a large amount. I don't think most of the community have 200,000 worth of Liquid tokens. I think that we're smaller players. And so just to be clear, that if I see any comments that are like, well, you're crying because you lost, don't feel bad for me. This is not a video to say, like to be sympathetic towards me. I'm doing this video because I educate people about DeFi and recommend liquid finance to people that go through their Eternal app and choose Liquid on the dApp connector and like go through the process. And it's just, I'm sort of speaking for them in my own due diligence to protect my reputation. And so I believe that Cardano DeFi has an incredible future. There are so many things that are happening right now at rapid speed under the hood that maybe you are not familiar with to tackle scaling, right? Scaling is is one of the three blockchain trilemmas, right? You have decentralization, you have scaling, and you have security. Right, so Cardano really started with security as its main focus, and it's been one of the most robust blockchains outside of Bitcoin that we've seen, and so it's really amazing. And the, Ouroboros, right? Like Ouroboros, the heartbeat. It's the year of the snake, and the year of Snek. I put that video out, the year of Snek. But Ouroboros is an image of a snake eating its own head. So there could be something extremely special for Cardano DeFi coming up. I mean, and I'm like extremely excited, actually. I'm as excited as you could be. I've never been more excited to be in this ecosystem. So Ouroboros, why I mentioned that, it's gone through its iterations. Ouroboros, the Genesis, Prouse, and now we're Leos. Search Ouroboros Leos and check Ouroboros Leos out. It's incredible what's happening with Ouroboros Leos as far as what that will do for scaling. Okay, there's also Hydra Head. And so the Hydra Doom Championship's going on. They're proving that you can do 1 million transactions per second. Hydra's out there right now for developers to implement and experiment with, and there are tons of dev teams right now working hard to implement and create tooling for Hydra, which is another incredible metric of how Cardano will be able to handle incredible volume and scale. And then you have side chains, right? I mean, look at what Midnight's doing. This is the privacy blockchain coming out. Should be by like any day now, right? It's like always in the Cardano ecosystem. It's always like, oh shoot, we're always announcing something. It's coming, coming later, coming this, coming that. Midnight's coming at some point, but it's a very difficult blockchain. Zero ZK technology, zero knowledge proof technology, and side channels, right? So they're rolling out what that would look like if you are a Cardano developer. And so then you see World Mobile Token ran a side chain. And so, like I said, on Liquid Finance, I had supported the market. Like when, you're staking a lot of Liquid tokens, they have the DAO, and it's been such a fantastic experience with Liquid this whole time in that regard. It's just like the one problem is volatility. When volatility happens, it's like, it's just not safe, I guess. But it announces, hey, World Mobile tokens should we vote on World Mobile coming in? Should we vote on MinSwap, AGIX? And so when that happens, I like to support these projects. I met the team, met World Mobile at Rare Evo. I met Mickey, actually, just walking down the hall, and I stopped and talked to him, shook his hand. I was with my son. We were talking for a second. He completely interrupts me and looks right at my son and says, "Do you have a wallet?" In his funny voice. He's got the greatest voice, right? "Do you have a wallet?" And my son's just like frozen, like, "Yep." He's like, "Send me your handle." He's like, "What?" Literally pulls out his phone, takes my son's, ate a handle, and was like, "Okay." And then we just talked and we left. We got back from Rare Evo, like a week went by, and all of a sudden, 2,500 World Mobile tokens came to that wallet, man. I couldn't believe it. It was a beautiful thing. Like he actually, Mickey Watkins, right? The World Mobile, one of the founders, right, of World Mobile. They're doing wonderful things. If you somehow have been living under a rock and don't know what World Mobile is, right, you got to look at them. I mentioned them in a couple videos back. It's just like revolutionizing telecommunications, and he took a moment out of his day to go ahead and send my son some World Mobile tokens. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, the Cardano ecosystem. The Cardano ecosystem is one of the most vibrant, amazing communities that you can be a part of in the crypto space. And the future is incredibly bright. And so World Mobile developed a partner chain. And that's what they are. Like, you could call them side chains. The better word would be a partner chain. And the reason that is a more accurate statement is that because partner chain implies the fact that they're partners. Both chains are going to benefit from each other. So the Cardano blockchain is going to benefit from World Mobile Tokens chain, right? And so it will be the case for Midnight. And so a lot of the computation congestion type traffic can be done off of the mainframe of the Cardano blockchain. And so it's scaling to the high heavens in many ways, because it's one of the only blockchains around that I know has this ability, has this agility would be a great word. And so could MinSwap develop a sidechain? I think I wouldn't be surprised if they were already in plans, MinSwap, to do something just like that. And it's just incredible, because what would that do for MinSwap? I mean, it would change the reality of the Min token in lots of ways. Like, for instance, fees could get paid in Min token, right? Instead of having to use ADA for everything, it would be different, right? The Min token could be used to collect dust fees, right? I remember in Binance when the BNB token came out, that was like another one of those tokens where I wish I would have gotten it. I remember being on Binance and it was out, and I'm just looking at it as like $5, and then you would be able to collect your dust If you're making trades or whatever and you have some dust left over, it would prompt you and say, would you like to just convert these to BNB tokens? And you would just do it. You would do it. God, you turn around, like, I don't know how long later, BNB went up to like $500. It's like, holy crap. Because of that, it was able to use its own token in the platform. Amazing. So MinSwap's got this ability to do that, right? And create even more value to the MinSwap community, also the Cardano community. And then if you think about it further on another level, why wouldn't something like Solana create a Cardano sidechain? Why wouldn't like Ethereum or all of these blockchains? And that's, I think, an interesting thought. I think it's an interesting thought that some of the other blockchains will actually do partner chains, because in the end, when the dust settles and we go through this adoption that we're more and more every day going into, nobody's going to care really what blockchain is behind what a user is using. Users are just going to use whatever is available to them. And so it's not the case. And so let me just take some of these questions. I think I have some questions coming in here. Did you just get up? Yes, I just got up. I'm getting over a complete thing here. Let me see. Did you just get up? Yep. I don't know if you could see that. I'm just experimenting with this. Good morning. Good morning. If you need to edit, okay, double style. Finishing for Cardano. Sold all my Liquid. I told you I didn't sell one single solitary Liquid token. So it's not what my intention was with this. Yeah, it is really cool for World Mobile to do that, right? It's awesome, and it's really cool. I used to have thousands of BNB. He sold for Mr. Mont. I used to have thousands of BNB. A little bit sold. Yeah, right. It's like we all have those experiences. Let me see. What's your take on the future price of some of these exchange and DeFi tokens like Sunday, Min, Milk, LenFi? My position on this is do some research on when PancakeSwap and Uniswap and the Ethereum, some of the Ethereum DEXs and DeFi protocols went through their first DeFi summer. If I'm not mistaken, I think that Uniswap went to like $44, right? $44, and in its first bull cycle, right? I mean, and you have to look at tokenomics, you have to look at emissions, you have to look at certain things, but I think that the elephant in the room and the buried lead here is that Cardano has never gone through a DeFi summer at all. It hasn't gone through a DeFi summer because when these projects came out, it was right around March, right? March of 2021 or 2022, excuse me. The bull market was over and we were right. The drastic bear market was imminent. We were already in it. We were already in the thick of it. So all the protocols that survived, I mean, just wait. It doesn't take that much. And I put videos out before about how you calculate and how I speculate on projects growth, but I mean, their market caps are small, super small. So in any scenario where they get some traction and some volume, you could see ridiculous growth. And I think that there's the law of diminishing returns to also consider, because a project's first bull market is normally the largest bull market that they ever go through, right? As far as percentage increase, like, just if you want to have some fun, go to like the Bravecoin Bitcoin index. Let me see if I could take you guys there. Let me see if I could do this real quick for you guys and show you some stuff on there. Yeah, let me see here. Take you down a little trip down memory lane. Where are we at? We're at Safari here. Okay, so here we are. Here we are in the technicals. So the Brave Coin Liquid Index. The BLX. If you've never, let me switch over here to the light. Boom. Sorry about that. It's too bright for you. The BLX. I don't know if many people know about this one. This is cool. I actually started studying this, and I formed this years ago. So let me just show you this real quick. This helps me with putting things in perspective. So all the green you see is obviously the bull cycle, and the red is the bear cycle. Brave Coin Index, what Bitcoin Liquid Index, check it out. It's the one that has the most history. So it's not, there's a lag in the price feed, but it is the one that has the most history. And I've been looking at this since, I think around this era is when I began, right here. Unfortunately, I kind of caught this wave of, going all the way up into this mix. But what I want to show you, okay, is like when you begin to look at a chart like Bitcoin, and it's like this, right? And I'll go ahead and like erase. Let me see if I'll just like erase this for you, so you can just see like this amount of time. This is when July 2010. So it's not the earliest, right? Bitcoin came, but it goes back way back in time, and you see that on May 11th it kind of goes up here, into the 12th, which could arguably be like the first bull run of Bitcoin's cycle. Sorry, my mic. I'm holding up my mic here. It's like kind of a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can get a stand to like stand this mic on. Tissue box would be a good box. There you go. There we go. It doesn't look like much. Like when you look at something like MinSwap, all right? Where are we at the weekly here? If like look at the MinSwap. This is like kind of like the same perspective like we just saw, right? It just started, right? And how do you understand where this can go? Because every day you're looking at a chart like this. So if you go to the BLX and just bear with me as we go all the way back in time, in this 4-year cycle dynamic. Now, we all know where Bitcoin went, but it changes your perspective when you sort of zoom in and you just get into where things were in the beginning, right? So where are we at here? Is it hard to imagine that Bitcoin was at 6 cents? So if you look at this initial run up to what, $18, that's 33,000% gain. This little blip in the chart. Now, when this first came on the scene, now we're in a logarithmic here. It was like monster candles, but when asset has history, it changes the way the candles. That's why I want to show you this here. 33,000%. Okay, that's pretty good. And then it has this bear market, right? And so what was then? So more people were like around here. I think this is where most people got in. And if I take a little measurement from down here, okay, so sometimes it makes it difficult. I could erase some of these boxes too if it's easier for you guys to see. But do you see if when you go up, like look at what that did? Okay, it's just over time, it's wild. And I maybe like gosh, just go all day here, but I've done this with every single one of Ethereum's projects. And I recommend you do the same thing. So you see how I drug the tool The reason I click over here is because I'm outside these boxes. Sometimes it gives you, but look at that, you know. It's 43,000% up Bitcoin. When it went up to what it's you know, some people can say it went to like went to like 1,000. So 50,000% in that second bull market. You know, and then the law of diminishing returns start to like really kick in here. So again, I'm sort of just going to drag around the bottom of where that is and come up 9,000%. And then I think the last bull market, yeah, look at the percent. And so if you look at something like MinSwap, where this looks like super choppy, this will look like a flat line. This will look like a flat line as MinSwap begins to grow. And so, you know, what do you think? How much capital can MinSwap come into? You know, I mean, so I just drug it up here to what, $61. You know, if it goes to $17, is that wild? Yeah, it's probably extremely bullish. But you know, you can't count anything out. That would be 60,000. That would be 54,000%, 104,000, right? If it goes to from here, from where it sits right now, goes to $1.08, that's 6,000%. I have this little sheet attached to my computer that I wrote down 3/30/22 when they all came out. MinSwap was 0.23 of an ADA. Liquid was actually 86.3. So if you think Liquid's out of the game, you are joking yourself, right? Liquid's sort of lackluster response, I think, is a indication that they are like focused on continuing to evolve what they're doing, you know. 86. So, you know, like I have Liquid here also. It's at 2. Yeah, I mean, things are dropping, but you know, I'm not a channel that's going to fuel hate and all these things. We're talking about the future direction. And so pick one. LenFi, pick them all, right? SNEC's another one. This could look like a monstrous chart to you, but it will probably look more like this in the future, right? It will probably look a little bit more like this. And so we're SNEC here sitting. There's calls that SNEC could go to like, you think SNEC could go to something like 60 cents? Would that be wild? SNEC goes to 60 cents. Where is it at? Where's the 60-cent mark at? For all you SNECs out there, that'd be 12,000%. That'd be 12,000%. Right? And Kopi's another beast master. Look at the opportunity Kopi presents everyone right now. Look at this. Is there ever a better time to stack up on Kopi tokens? Jeez. Is there ever a good time to stack up on some Kopi? Is Kopi a real project? Are they real? Are they doing anything? Look at this. Look at this little chart. You know, because Cardano just came out, man. You know, Cardano native tokens haven't gone through anything. They haven't gone through anything. So let me see if I can go ahead and show you something like Uniswap. Uniswap. Uniswap, what should we do? Binance. What should we take it on? Maybe let's just do like this one. See if we could add it. Did it add it? Where is it at? Uni USD. All right. That's not a lot of history. That's not a lot of history. What's had the most history for Uniswap? Dollar, Coinbase, Crypt, maybe like Bitstamp or something probably. Versus Bitcoin, yeah. Maybe some Kraken. Probably not Kraken. I mean Kraken actually. That's where I follow Cardano. All right, let me see. Okay, yeah, that goes back a little bit more, right? Yeah, so you're looking at Uniswaps, right? Look, and still tiny, you know what I mean? But let's see how much Uniswap grew just from this chart. Now $2, it's like, okay, so it's not completely accurate because Kraken is only gathering data, but so if you were to, what I'm saying is look at that. There's a lot of history that goes back, but it went through this gigantic rise. And so if we pop over here to go to Uniswap, I do a lot of this to check it out, the unit price. Let's go max. Yeah, I guess it's like drawing it down from there too. Let's see what they say about all-time high. Okay, so all-time low, $800. So it's hard to actually trust a lot of this stuff because, it's just but $44, right? So it's a big increase. So I think Cardano DeFi is going to go through a fantastic summer, and that's kind of like, it's what's like sets it up. That's what teeing that up to talk about the fact that I think Cardano DeFi is going to be monstrous. I talk about projects like Yam4, CBLP here. This is one of my watch lists. So we got Sneck at the high volume, World Mobile. It's crazy how much volume World Mobile and Igon get, right? Like it's like there's so much trading going on. I'm sure that World Mobile and Igon are going to be projects that are going to get listed. In my view, one of the projects also going to break out on Kraken exchange. Min, right? Liquid, Copy, Charles, you got Fluid, CBLP. I think that there's going to be some interesting concepts going on with Cardano meme environment too. These community tokens like Nike Pig. I mean, I think that Charles has a little hand in that. I think that something's going to happen. You have Quantum Hosky there. You already understand what's going on with Snack. OrcFax desperately can get to this scene. OrcFax is something I talk about a lot. They just released a statement, but like, what are we on the daily here? This is just such a small, look how tiny this little project is. If there's ever a good time to take a hard look at getting some OrcFax knowledge in your brain, here it is. OrcFax can be one of the greater oracles crypto's ever seen. So bullish on the OrcFax project. Love that team doing so many powerful things. I wish I had the technical knowledge to be a validator. If any of you out there have that technical knowledge and you want to partner up, man, shoot me a message, dude, because I got the fact tokens. We could partner up. I got the fact tokens you need. Maybe to get that validator license. There's a few of them. There's a few of those validator licenses on the secondary marketplace there, right? Gens, any Gens fans out here? Let's go back. Any Gens fans out here? Let's see what the camera says. They exploded. Near future crypto projects that are not decentralized will be regulated. Cool. I like the chats. I don't know how to. That's cool. We're experimenting with doing more chat type stuff. Yeah, I just woke up. Safari episode, or like Gens. My gosh, Gens could do some stuff, man. I mean, they're another project that is just quietly, unapologetically moving forward, but this is just like the worst. So, my God, Gens, there's only 100,000 Gen tokens. Gens could be a revolutionary game changer. I met Lars at Rare Evo and talked to him, and he is an extremely genuine dude. I mean, there's just to get back up to where there's just like, look at that, 3,000% increase if it goes to $1. I think definitely Gens could go 1-for-1 to ADA because it's just doesn't have that many tokens. 100,000. They have a ton of holders. Palm economy. I can't wait till that's another interesting economy with Zengate. Those guys. I was a part of this ISPO. Every day you see more and more and more robust apps coming out. You see developers coming into this ecosystem, more and more people. And the thing about when they come into the Cardano ecosystem is that they stay. They actually stay. They realize the power. They realize how beautiful Cardano is. SPX token. What are they doing? Let's come off the watch list. My watch list is always changing too. Right? So who knows? Who knows like how many of these are going to actually survive, right? But stuff is a powerhouse. And so, yeah, this just brings me back to Cardano's DeFi future, where this trilemma of being decentralized, which we just launched, the Plumin hard fork, and you have that decentralization metric here. It's secure. It's getting more and more secure and more decentralized as it scales, and that's how it should be. I think that's the problem with most blockchains out there, is that everybody rushes to network effect. Everybody rushes to actually just try to get on the scene and money grab. And then as they scale, they get more vulnerable, so they have to become more centralized to protect the security. So it's like that's like the Vitalik's famous statement of the fact that he stated the blockchain trilemma is impossible. Like you need some sort of magic wand, right? That to scale, you're going to have to give up some decentralization. If you're decentralized, you're going to have to give up scaling and vice versa and all of that. And I think what Cardano is doing is it's proving the contrary. It's taking its time, and that is, as a holder, as a supporter, that could be frustrating at times because you're just like, come on. But they're not rushing into the world. They're taking this serious because this is people's funds we're talking about. This is people's hard-earned money, and that's what Cardano takes so serious. Yesterday on the video, that's what I was talking about with, the response video, because it's like we should be concerned about people's well-being, and Cardano does that, and that's why I got into this ecosystem. I got into the Cardano ecosystem out of all the different blockchains, and I still remain in this ecosystem without being distracted by all of the noise out there, because I'm focused on the signal. And the signal to me is that Cardano DeFi is going to go through an absolute explosion that's going to knock people's socks off. And the Cardano layer 2s are going to go through a DeFi summer and a layer 2 summer, like an altcoin, a CNT summer, you can call it, unlike anything we have ever seen before. And it's just incredible to be a part of this ecosystem right now. And yes, we just went through a crazy volatile time in one of the biggest sell-offs in crypto history. I think it actually is the biggest on record. And so to all the survivors out there, cheers, right? Cheers to all the survivors out there. And right, it's about finding the positive. It's about finding the positive. And it's going to be an incredible renaissance. And so I hope that you're ready. I hope that you're ready to take part. I hope that you're in position. I hope that you are not acting out of emotion. I hope that you are staying on point. I hope that you're continuing to gain knowledge and research and understand opportunities and collaborate and partner and dig deep, and evangelize this out to others as much as you possibly can, because it's just a glorious time. It's a glorious time. We've been waiting forever for a seat at the table, an adoption that's coming. I'm hearing that Charles is going to be meeting down there. You think he's got a whole office, I think, dedicated for government activities, like meaning to I don't want to say lobby, but go down there and have conversations and say, hey, Mr. David Sachs, there needs to be some inclusion here. And I think Cardano makes an incredible case. And I think it's a bright future. It's a bright future. The more you look at Cardano from a technical aspect or whatever, And I want them to. I think the more you look at Cardano, the more you realize how incredible it is. And so I want the governments and regulators to look at Cardano, because Cardano is another reason. Way back in the day when I used to talk about this to my Ethereum friends, was that Cardano is like regulation ready, I would say, right? It's available to be agile again in the space. So yeah, it's just checking on some things here. Yep. Yeah. So send me some questions. Send me what you think. What projects you think are going to go flourish in this ecosystem. You mentioned LenFi and Min. You got Genius Yield. There's Fluid tokens. It's amazing, dude. It's just one of the greatest times. How can we talk about it more and more and more? It's so fantastic. Just seeing some of this. Yeah, more decentralization, dollar cost average. Get it, dollar cost. Yeah, Samuel Flores putting it out there. Needs to be better customer service on the dApps. It needs a customer service course. Had a similar experience with 2 MinSwap reps on Discord a few years back. Yeah, Discord. Do your I would say to everyone watching, do your research and do your due diligence before you partake. Look at things. Right. This is the whole thing about Liqwid. I mean, we all know what we're getting into. You should, right? You shouldn't be just jumping into things haphazardly. But I think that this will come, right? You are in an incredible bear market situation where these projects are doing everything in their power to survive. So resources are extremely limited, right? I mean, everybody got funded in Catalyst. MinSwap was one of those. MinSwap was one of those projects that came out of Catalyst. And when they got their funding, I believe it was at the beginning of that bear market. And so it's almost like everything that you're receiving is just dropping in value. And these projects are doing everything in their power just to make it through. On this chart, I have projects like Dana. Remember Ardana? Remember the Ardana token? They're gone. They're gone straight out. Like, not all these projects have survived. And I thought that MinSwap did a fantastic job, but you're right. And I think that they will. That's my point. I think they will when they come back on the scene, and get more resources. I think there'll be a whole desk of customer resources or chat bots and, AI agents that are going to really help out individuals. So thank you, Samuel Flores. Yeah, I totally agree. Dhruv Patel, let's talk about Nuvola. Yo, NVL, man. NVL. I met the team at NVL at Rare Evo. They're great. I love the whole deep pin infrastructure, man. Those guys are fantastic. And it's an interesting model, right? Another team, by the way, that began at Ethereum. And so you're seeing this happen where these Ethereum project builders move to Cardano. And Nuvola is a complete example of that. And so it's an interesting model, right? Because if you stake the NVL token, you get a suite of tokens. So I love Nuvola for that reason. And I love their token amount. If you dig through my videos down on YouTube, you'll see my interview at Rare Evo now talking about it. But 21 million full cap supply. Most of them are out already, and more in the more, like, they have 2 OrcFax validator licenses. I think they're maybe getting more. They have hundreds. I think they have hundreds of cornucopias validator nodes. So they're running Iagon. They're running a lot. They have a lot on their roadmap. And so as you stake NVL, you are getting all of those tokens. It's amazing, man. like NVL's got a really fantastic suite of projects. So yeah, like this is what I'm saying. It's just getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. The more and more projects and how they're all intertwining with one another and helping one another. And there's so much collaboration happening with one another. It's just incredible. And you have these projects coming together in these partnerships. I think Minutes is another network that's going to be on Nuvola. And yeah, WMTX, right? WMTX is fantastic. So yeah, shout out to Nuvola. Join their Discord. They're really good. Robust, fantastic team, super responsive. It's just an easy project to be a part of, right? Easy project to be a part of. And there's a lot of incentive to be in that ecosystem. So it's just amazing. Yeah, we talked about WMTX. WMTX is baller, man. I just think that they're doing so many incredible things. I think it's $1 billion company. I think it's a huge company. I think it's a massive company. Check into their air nodes. When I was talking to Mickey at Rare Evo, he's like, you could do an air node, check out an air node. I'm like, okay, yeah. Like go on their augmented reality site. It's amazing. It's a top shelf product, man. Top shelf product, top shelf Discord. Get in there. They're awesome. WMTX is amazing. Yeah, we talked about Genius Yield. The thing about Genius Yield is one of these situations. Yeah, they've suffered tremendous. Another point about Genius Yield, and actually this kind of ties into the Cardano Foundation and then projects like Smart Places. Those three, the Genius Yield, okay. They're Swiss-based companies. That is something that I've noticed, that these Swiss-based companies are extremely gun shy. They're nervous about being locked up. I was in a few conversations with some people talking about the Cardano Foundation, and it's just sad in some ways that I think what prevents the Cardano Foundation from like going after certain markets or taking care of like really going aggressively towards adoption is the fact that they honestly think that Gary Gensler is going to put them in jail. Honestly, I think that is seriously what they go to sleep thinking about, and so they don't push, and they're waiting for MiCA laws to come out with clear green light signals, and they're less concerned about adoption as they are about security and like their own well-being. And where my point to some of these conversations is that America is extremely aggressive, man. Like it's just aggressive. So that's why you see BlackRock put $400 million into Solana. They don't care. They're gonna do it. They're not gonna worry about Gary Gensler, right? Gary Gensler in a lot of ways is like a puppet. But it's just, I think it's time for some aggression in the Cardano ecosystem. And I hope that that's what happens with these treasuries. But Genius Yield is one of those companies that when you look at the Discord, it's like you can't talk about price. I mean, I love Genius Yield, man. I put out market maker bot videos. My boy Jamie and we put out market maker bot videos to try to help people understand going through the process of spinning up a market maker bot. But if you look at what Genius Yield is, and if they win, if they actually do implement what their roadmap is, it is revolutionary. Beyond anything that's ever been described or even conceived conceptually in the blockchain space. And so look at Lars Brunias too. Literally the director of education for IOG. The guy taught he taught the Plutus Pioneer programs. The guy is like an incredible technician. And he is the brains and thought behind the tech and the code, the back end of Genius Yield. And what Genius Yield suffers from is a front end. Their back end is incredible, and it's like kind of before their time. They're kind of like the cart before the horse sort of situation. But again, once we enter into a more friendly environment and more of a bullish sentiment, I would expect Genius Yield to pop the heck off. It's another thing. I haven't sold one single solitary Genius Yield token or Genius X token. I have staking vaults on their platform that I'm excited about. Okay, they're extremely responsive. Mary in the Discord's just amazing. That's one of the there's a lot of fun in there, but again, people are upset with how things take time. So just give it some time. Give it some time with Genius Yield, man. I have not given up on Genius Yield. Let's go, Genius Yield. Let's go. Getting exposure to more and more tokens. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's huge, dude. It's huge, right? While others are doing the stupid task of trying to kill BTC, Cardano is making itself the lifeblood of its chain. There's going to be a lot of competition. Bitcoin DeFi, I'm telling you right now. And what better chain to facilitate Bitcoin DeFi? Why? Anybody know the reason why? Anybody know the reason why? What's the main reason why Cardano is one of the best suited layer 1 blockchains to facilitate the trillions of dollars of Bitcoin DeFi, Bitcoin ecosystem? You know, maybe I'll maybe if I see it in the chat before the timestamp, I'll send you a little gift or something. Any takers? Any takers on why Cardano is the best blockchain for that? Or is it just random? Or is it just a joke? Right? You think Charles is joking about bringing on Cardano DeFi to facilitate Bitcoin? It's because of that UTXO model. That's what the difference is between many of these blockchains and Cardano. You know, Ethereum, what? The account-based model? Security, Dhruv Patel. Security and network stability? Yeah. And why? Why? Because of the UTXO infrastructure, the unspent transaction output model. That's what Bitcoin proved. This whole cryptocurrency renaissance is because of the UTXO model. The whole reason we're even here, anyone's here in the blockchain space. Go to CoinGecko, look at everything. CoinMarketCap.com would not exist if it wasn't for Bitcoin. And why? Because of the UTXO model. It's a revolutionary accounting model. And you know, the next best project that you see on CoinMarketCap, Ethereum, departed from that model right away. It's an account-based model. So it's not synergistic with a UTXO model. And so, yeah, we credit Ethereum for smart contracts. That's fantastic, right? That's great. And, you know, they said it couldn't be done on a UTXO model. And boom, 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 ding, ding, ding. Okay, here comes Cardano on the scene with, what do you call it? A UTXO model. That little tiny E in the front, extended UTXO. It's just amazing. It takes me back in time. I remember reading, they have hundreds of papers now published, scientific peer-reviewed papers. You can see them all and read them. Go to IOHK website. I dare you to. It's brilliant when you think about what they've been able to accomplish in creating a UTXO model in a proof of stake style to include smart contracts that protect all the layer 2s in the same blockchain, in the same integrity as the main chain. So that's the difference between Ethereum, you know, an ERC20 token. And the same thing with, I think Binance is the same way too, right? They have like Ethereum ERC20 token, or the BNB chain. ERC20 token is a token that lives outside of the network of Ethereum, and it's basically a smart contract, and so it's more vulnerable. And I've done videos about hacks on DeFi Llama. You can look. If you go to DeFi Llama, I suggest, if you've never heard of DeFi Llama, check them out. And scroll down to hacks, and you'll be dumbfounded at how much money on a daily, monthly basis. There are so many hacks and protocol logic breaches and all kinds of stuff happening. And when you look at them, you're gonna see. I'll take you there right now. Actually, let's go. Let's go and check that out, because I think it's powerful. So, I won't see the comments and the chats when I do that, but I'll see them when I come back. But I think it's worthy to come to DeFi Llama to check it out, right? Let's check out DeFi Llama. I'll show you exactly what I mean. And I haven't looked at this for a while. So we're at DeFi Llama. You come down here to hacks. Look at this. January 28th, dog whiff tools, infrastructure. It classifies the actual hack. Private key compromise is what it says. Amount lost, $10 million. Okay. Femex, 23 of January, 2025. Here are all the chains. Look at them. Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Bitcoin, it says, but this is like wrapped up in some private key compromise. Okay. 85 milli. Orange Finance, Arbitrum. Now, stop me when you see a project from Cardano, right? Stop me when you see a project from Cardano here. Moon Hacker, what's this? 1.4 million. Let's see if we have any big ones coming up. All right. Stop me when you see Ethereum, Polygon, Base, Ethereum, Kronos, Solana, Avalanche. Stop me when you see, what is this one? 20 million, Protocol Logic, 53 million, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, Ethereum, Protocol Logic, Minting Logic Exploit, 1.7 million. What was the move? Solidity? Is that what Ethereum's built on? Ethereum, Liquidation Logic, 4 million. Infrastructure Logic, BingX, 43 million. Hot wallet attack, Ethereum. I challenge you. You can't find a single project from Cardano in any of this. Look at it. Ethereum. So, total value hacked. Total value hacked. Yeah. So it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. But that just brings me to the point that you're not going to see Cardano on there. Why? Because they took security very serious. And so if I'm a serious enterprise, what blockchain do I want to choose to build a smart contract with, right? And this is my whole point with the last couple days here is that are we in this as degens, or are we in this where we realize adults are going to come to the room? Enterprises are going to come to the room. Major firms are coming to the room. Who are they going to choose? I think all that degen stuff is like, it's like, what is Solana? Solana is like a meme coin chain. I don't know if serious people are really considering. There's ways to do it centralized, but I think decentralization is what Bitcoin's all about. So what Bitcoin wanted to prove. And so it's the UTXO model that Cardano stayed true to. And that is an incredibly buried lead I think people don't really understand. So now when it comes to an opportunity to think about how you can, go forward in these directions, I think it's hilarious to overlook that. UTXO is like absolutely nuts. And so that's what Cardano did. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing right now in real time. And so I'll take one last little question here, and then I'll wrap this video up. I got some stuff I got to do today. You posted a pic with Dr. Lars. AJ, how you doing, AJ? Yes, I posted a pic with Dr. Lars. It's funny, I was going downstairs to get a coffee at Caesars where it was at. I was smashed in the face. It was like $15 for a little coffee. I couldn't believe it. But, I'm down there walking with my son. My wife, she was upstairs sleeping, and we go down in the lobby, and boom, as soon as we come out, there's Lars standing in front of me. I couldn't resist being like, hey, and initiated a conversation with Lars Brunez. He was extremely present. And he feels like he has, okay, so this is my interpretation of the conversation is that he's extremely genuine, ready to look at you in the eye and talk to you. He understands that there is an enormous pressure from the community and a downward spiraling of Genius Yield FUD happening every day. And he was able to stand there calmly and talk to me with happiness in his heart. He was happy. He was bright. He feels responsible. It's his personal mission. It's his personal project. He has a lot of passion behind Genius Yield, what it means. Options are a big part of his passion. So bringing options to the blockchain would be enormous. I think that when you talk about Bitcoin, okay, I think Genius Yield is another buried lead to facilitate that because of how they're able to grow and build. Genius Yield doesn't have a lot of problems in the back end, right? Genius Yield is built to scale like crazy because of how it's constructed. And so it's also a serious heavy hitter of a project that when adults come to the room and we're talking about millions, billions of dollars coming into Cardano ecosystem, into Cardano DeFi. And this is the whole point. Like, are we in this? Is it a joke? Is Cardano DeFi this joke? Is it? No, it's not. It's an extremely powerful project and protocol that can facilitate the likes of Bitcoin DeFi and beyond. I mean, when Charles talks about the world operating on Cardano, I don't think he's kidding or pushing or fudding. You know, it's he's actually speaking from his heart as well. And Charles is another person I met and had a conversation with. My whole family met him. I met his financial advisor. He actually came up to us. We didn't know who he was. He just came up to us and said, "Hey, let me introduce myself to you guys." And so, yeah, you know, let me introduce myself. And we said, he just asked, he said, what are you doing here? We're like, I don't know. He's like, you brought your son. My son was the youngest dude in the room. He's 15. He's in love with cornucopias. He's got some stuff going on with cornucopias. And we were like, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm Charles's financial advisor. I was like, okay. And then, so we were able to talk to Charles, and again, just extremely genuine, right? Genuine, not what, you know, like anybody that has all this like negative commentary about it, they're not appreciative of what's going on. And I think that is Charles's major mission to bring on DeFi, Bitcoin DeFi in the system. And I don't think it's what you think, you know. And if there are some projects that might be in some comms about it, could Genius Yield be one of them? Does Charles know Lars? You know, I mean, who is taking advantage of the UTXO model more than Genius Yield, right? More than Genius Yield. I don't know if there is a single project out there. I think that they are literally blazing a trail that is impossible to comprehend, actually, with what you can do with the UTXO model. So I'm in full support of Genius Yield. I just put out their market maker videos, and yeah, well, let's end the video with it looks like LOL. Let's end the video on a high note here. End of the month, Charles meeting with someone special. Yeah, I think that February is going to be an incredible month, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're all here together. I'm glad that we're growing together. I'm glad that we're going through some blood, sweat, and tears together, because that's how we grow. That's how we become stronger. That's how we get depth and move forward and grow and flourish and thrive together as a community. And you know, so I'm proud to be here. I'm thankful to have you all here, and we will see you in a video soon. Stay strong, stay informed, and keep on keeping on. And we'll see you in a video soon. Thank you.